What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. We have Caleb here.
What's up, guys?
All right, so what I wanted to talk about today, if it's all right with some of you. So first of all, this video has to do, as you guys can see by the title, with reselling. So you guys saw the video that I uploaded yesterday, and if you did not, it talked about how my buddy Phil was able to find a 2013 Genesis Coupe for we found it for $3,000. But we're able to negotiate it down to $2,000. We're going to work on that flip. It is a salvage title. We talked about the whole restoration and how we plan to sell it anywhere from around $8,000 to $9,000 in our current location because of that being the actual value within our area. So these are people on YouTube. Let's go ahead and put user on timeout. So sorry about that. But what we wanted to talk about very quickly is Caleb. So Caleb has his own experience reselling cars. So he's been one that's been doing it for some time. And I wanted, me talking to him, we talked about certain things and we saw eye to eye on certain things. I focus on a specific niche, really, when it comes down to reselling. And you do something that's like almost completely different. So, oh my goodness.
We're on it today.
Oh, wow. He was just kidding. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to unhide user, but then I'm just going to have to, okay. So if you guys can just watch what it is that you guys say, that would be great. And then we can go from there. All right, but I swear, these are by far, so for someone that's just starting to get started and learning how to buy and resell cars and motorcycles, I think his 3 tips for success, we're just going to cover 3 very quickly, and we hope that we can cover it in the next 8 minutes. Best tips for someone that's just starting to get started. So
yeah. So again, my name's Caleb Carson. If you guys don't know who it is that I am, as I say that Ricky likes to say.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we were talking today about the little bit different style that I trade. So as you saw in the thumbnail, recently I was able to cover 3,000 profit in one day. So what my specific niche is that I focus on is high volume sales. And I use time as a factor as well when I'm buying and selling these cars. Go ahead.
High volume sales. Can you explain that for someone that doesn't...
So what I mean by that is I will do a lot of actually cars rather than holding one car and flipping that car and making, let's say, $1,000 profits over a month and it taking a month to get that one sale. I will actually rather make only, let's say, 500 profit the first day or the next day after selling or buying that car, cover a $500 profit, even though I know if I waited I could make more. That way, every day, the next day I can purchase another car and make another 500. So really, if I did it that way and spread it out over that month, I'd be making exponentially way more doing it volume-wise that way, especially if you have a limited capital. I started out with, I can't remember now, I think it was like $900. When I bought my very first car and was able to flip that, and ever since then you just grow from there. So and that's how I do my high volume. And the other thing that I like to the other tip for me to you guys is to be when you're first starting out, be very niche focused. And I know we've talked about that a little bit before. I've seen it on Ricky's before, but what I mean by that is start out with just one thing, whether it is a Toyota Camry or a Hyundai Elantra, whatever it is that you want to start out with, be an expert in that to where you can go anywhere and drive anywhere and see it and know immediately what the price those are going for, and be able to, that way you're able to look online and see things, and when you see a gem, as we like to call it, or a golden nugget, you're able to jump on it immediately and confidently.
Like elaborating a little bit more on that. So a niche focused buyer. So when he says he focuses on high volume cars, I just want to elaborate a little bit more on this. He focuses, so he talked about like, hey, I'm going to buy a car. I know that I can make about $1,000 when I get the right buyer because that's what it's worth. And that's more of my style because I'm not such a high volume. I tend to flip anywhere from like 3 to 4 on the high end a month, right? Month of January, you and your partners were able to flip, I believe, 8. Yep. So just to, we talk about quality, right? But then there is a form of quantity that outweighs the quantity or quality. The way that I say that is, let's say you do have let's say you do have $1,000, right, to invest. If you invest $1,000 and right away within within the first 3 days, you can cover, $500 profit, although you know that you can potentially cover another $1,000. When it comes down to opportunity cost, being able to cover the $500 profit right away and then take advantage of another deal because you're actively searching for it, that outweighs the other additional $500 because you're getting inventory or these vehicles moving, right? So I think that is something that I have not covered because it's not something that I do. Phil is someone that does higher volume cars because he does the lower end cars, higher volume. And I think that's huge for someone that is just wanting to get started. That's one of the best. When you said that, I don't really resell like lower end cars anymore. But for someone that is just getting started, that is like gold. Because if you think about it, okay, in 1 month I can make about $1,000. Or if I'm going to be an aggressive buyer and reseller, I would much rather every week cover $500 and get inventory moving.
Exactly.
I think that's huge. So.
And one other thing, while we're on that tip, kind of like a side note on that tip, is it's best to also get into something that is a high volume niche too. I know we were talking about niching down. Get into a niche if you can, something like Honda Civics, or I like to do Toyota Corollas. These are cars that are being sold a lot actually, and you can buy them for really cheap. So being able to get into something like that where there's so many buyers, there's a lot more buyers for, a Honda Civic than there is for, I don't know, a Nissan GTR.
Yeah, so the reason that this didn't really click for me right away, like when he told me this, it's like I'm not even in this market with lower end cars just because, I'm reselling the GTR, I'm reselling the M3, and those tend to be higher priced items. Is this going to be the same? Oh, he has a tip that he hasn't covered yet. That's going to be gold. So, but 100% what he's saying about when it comes down to like higher volume cars with that have higher demand, more people are buying and more people are wanting to buy them, being able to go through them at a quicker pace, and if you find the deal, then just lock in profits. It's just huge.
Yep.
So I think that's one of the best practice that we can encourage those that are just wanting to get started. We have a couple questions that are coming up. I do thank you guys for them. I'm going to answer them once he's I just want you guys to hear the 3 tips.
Yeah. So tip number 2 is posting. Whenever you're posting your car, make sure, a lot of people, what they like to do is they post one time on Craigslist or OfferUp or whatever platform you post on, and then they kind of just wait it out, and when they'll get a couple offers in the first couple days, and then they won't post for a long time and just assume that they're, it's still being viewed. When in reality, a lot of people just, especially are new time buyers. What in my experience, they're teenagers, they're buying their first car, and they don't really know, and it's kind of a stressful buy for them anyway. They're just kind of looking for the first couple pages, and they'll check, and they'll find something in the first page that they like before they get to yours way down on the bottom.
Just think about it. If you were like 16 to 25, you're not in this Craigslist. You might be very unfamiliar with this, and you're very unfamiliar with the platform, and you just want to buy a car, and you don't care. You care about getting a good deal, but you just want to. You're not going to do so much digging. Not everyone is going to do so much digging like us that does their due diligence on every single post that's out there, right? Exactly. They're just looking at what's relevant, most likely the first 1 or 2 pages, maybe the 3rd page. So when he talks about consistency, tell them about how it is that you do it. This is crazy.
So I actually post every 2 hours. I have a template that I do, and I just repost on OfferUp Craigslist every 2 hours, and I get so much more feedback. I'll get probably at least, I'd say, within the first couple hours on each post that I do, I'll get at least 100 to 200 views, and sometimes I'd say usually like 6 people reach out to me on those just in that hour. So I have a lot more people reaching out to me, sending me offers, and you just get way more exposure when you're consistently posting.
Exposure and consistency. And does that mean that every person that is potentially wanting to get started has to post every 2 hours? No. But I can guarantee you that those that are most likely selling a car, if I'm a normal person and I just wanted to get rid of my car, I would probably post it once a month, maybe, and I'll probably renew the posting. Just think about the exposure. Again, all about exposure, because that's what's going to expose someone to your listing. So him posting every 2 hours, you don't have to take it to that degree. It would be amazing if you can. But if you can do it maybe 3 times a day during peak hours, just like he said, this is all him. 3 times a day during peak hours just to get the ball rolling? And for how long should they do that?
So 3 days. Now, the reason I set that rule, and over my time and experience of doing this, I've kind of come across my own rule I've got to set to where really within the first 3 days, you're going to have a really good idea of what you're going to get for that. And so what I mean by that is, think about it. In 3 days, if you're posting consistently, even 3 times a day, you're getting exposed to probably 90% of the audience who's actually interested in your car. And so if you're going through 90% or 95% of your audience and nobody's interested, then that's a good telltale sign that you've got a price too high. Now, you can wait, but in those first 3 days, you're going to get one of your best offers closest to that and still be able to turn a profit. Now, if you wait, like we said before, you can probably wait and find that perfect bite, but it's not worth the time in most cases.
And it's opportunity cost. Again,
Yeah.
It just comes down to, we're focusing on high volume cars. If you're reposting, so this is almost a perfect plan, focusing everything together. So the 3 tips: niche focus,
Yep.
consistency,
Mm-hmm.
3-day rule.
Yep.
So how is it that we can put all of this together? Very quickly. Niche focus, identify a car that you are professional in and that you fully understand the make, model. Just like we explained in the Flipping Wheels course, you need to become a professional in that exact model, on how they trim, on how the condition, on even the mechanical issues. If you one time experience an issue with one car and you're niche focused, and then you go buy another car and you see that same
Exactly.
code coming on for the check engine light, you're just like, oh my God, I know how to fix this. It's a $50 part. I can flip it right away. So very niche focus. Consistency doesn't mean that you have to post it every 2 hours. It would be amazing if you can, because you're going to be in a sense like on the level with top resellers like Kaleb. But maybe for the first 3 days, set up this plan. For the first 3 days, relist your posting during peak hours, which should be around morning, afternoon, and 6.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
So I don't know what time zone you guys are, but that's the peak hours within our area. So morning, noon, and then 6 o'clock, relist your postings, have a template, relist it, and then within the first 3 days, take this into consideration. You're going to get a number of bites, a number of offers. Within those first 3 days, you will probably 80 to 90% get one of the best offers that you're going to get probably for the life of that listing. Again, we're focusing on high volume cars. Is this going to be the same with higher end cars? Like when I posted my McLaren, even with my McLaren, when I posted that one within 48 hours, I received one of my top offers and I did not accept it. One of my biggest mistakes. I kept it for 3 months. I enjoyed it and then ended up accepting an offer that was that exact same offer, but 3 months later. I'm doing things a little bit different because I wanted to drive that car, so it makes sense in that perspective. But when we're trying to push high volume cars, your goal is to push.
Yep.
Get thing in, you get one thing in, you get it out. Get it in, get it out.
Yep.
So take that into consideration for the first 3 days. Post consistently 3 times a day, and take into consideration the offers that you accept. Does that mean if you get lowball that you should be accepting it? You should, if you're a professional in that market, it goes back to the same rule. You should know what your car is worth.
Yeah.
But also take into, I'm sorry.
And I can't stress that point enough. Everybody wants to get excited sometimes, and they want to start like right away without doing that first step of knowing your niche.
Yeah.
And I mean that so much because, like he said, you can be such an expert in, let's say, a Honda Civic or something, and you can know, okay, these are the common problems that they've had. These are the things to look for whenever I'm driving it, whenever I'm going to see, and you're able to do your due diligence more, and then you're going to be that much more confident when you're selling it because you know what it's worth because you've seen hundreds of posts or however many posts, and you know what they go for. So that's my biggest tip out of all this. If you don't take away anything else, be niched down for sure.
That is huge, because if you understand, like what is something that everyone understands? What's something that everyone has an idea of? Like if I give you
food, I use this example all the time. Everyone knows like In-N-Out Burger. You know the price. I mean, I guess I can't use that as an example because not everyone knows that. But
he didn't know what an In-N-Out Burger
is. They don't know what out.
So we flew out Mackenzie from New Jersey, and he didn't know what In-N-Out was. But
just a burger, anyway.
McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
A
exactly.
$1.29 burger. if it's being sold for 129, or let's say it's being sold for 89 cents, and again, you're thinking as a reseller, as a hustler, right? 89 cents, you know that they're worth 129. You're just like, oh wow, that's a good deal. I understand that people pay 129. I can buy it for 89 cents and then sell it for 129.
Yeah.
Margin, right?
Exactly.
But it's because you are aware and understand that market. You're aware and understand the value of that, what people are willing to pay. Be niche focused. Identify one car. Don't overwhelm yourself with every different car out there, making the most money, none of that stuff. Get the ball rolling. Motorcycles have been the most, that's my high volume type of resale. I can sell anywhere from 3 to 4 in a month and be able to bring in anywhere from like, $4,000 to $6,000 a month. And does it mean that I'm super smart? Then no, I focus on 3 motorcycles, the Gixxers, the CBRs, and the Yamaha R1 and R6 series. Super simple. I'm niche focused. Top 2 cars that you flip.
Probably the Camry and a Corolla.
Niche focus. Do you have to be flipping, to make your $3,000 in that day? Did you have to be flipping a Ferrari?
Definitely not. Absolutely not.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's right. It's cool with the GTRs and stuff like that, and it's cool when you want to buy, like you were saying, like, oh, I might want to buy a your dream car was like the Lamborghini Huracan. Yeah, the Tesla, right? You give me the example for the Tesla. He's still trying to find the best deal for the Tesla because that's how we are wired. I can't stress before you purchase a car how important it is to understand the market, know how to negotiate, and just be consistent and be patient to get the best deal. That is, people just think that they always have to overpay for a vehicle and don't think about it as a form of investment. I can tell you that I can probably make, I don't even want to say it, I can probably make more money than the average American within the United States reselling cars as a hobby. And I do. Right? And it's as a hobby, and it's something that we're passionate about. It's so simple. So just take this into consideration and really do your due diligence in the market, just like any other market that you are thinking about investing in. Identify a niche that you want to excel in, and then take action. Set up a plan and how you're going to take action. That's the easiest way that I can kind of like, I mean, with these 3 steps, everything that it is with the other videos that we've covered, I think that's the easiest way to get started. So I did want to let you guys know, so Kaleb just opened up his YouTube channel. He has like 17 subscribers right now, right? So he just got it started. He does Amazon FBA, but are we going to get some more
absolutely give some more reselling tips if that's what you guys want to see. I'm always making content for the people, so absolutely. If you guys want to see more of that, I'll definitely make more videos for that. Give all my tips and everything I've learned, and absolutely.
I think especially for someone that has experienced this form of success and is just starting a YouTube channel, it is up to you guys to mold him and him to create content that you guys ask for. Because your goal is going to be like you want to gain subscribers, right? There's no question about that. They want to gain quality info about the markets that you successfully invest in. So his first link is down below. You guys can click on it and comment on his most recent video what you think is going to, what videos you want him to create. So for those that are asking, so his link is the first link in the description. I'm going to start covering a couple questions. We'll answer the top 3 questions, and I know we're going to get this right away. So a hobby that is technically illegal without a license. No, you can do on consignment sales, or you can register it under your name or the people within like your family or the partners that you have and be able to sell it. Within the state of Arizona, we can resell
5, I think.
You could own 6 and resell 5.
And that's per person. So like if you have some of you have large families. Maybe
tell them how large your family is.
Yeah, I have a family of, there's 12 people that live in my house actually. And so that's all family. I have 8 brothers and sisters. So yeah, if you have a large family, you're able to do it. You can't be the one selling more than 5 per year, but you can own 6. But there's other ways doing it. Having a team of people, having partners is definitely other ways. So, or just go on consignment or start your dealership if you want to start doing it more than a hobby.
That is the thing that bugs me the most because like, what is that? Barn Fresh Classics. He's doing that to be like, I feel like you're just writing that comment to be annoying. Saying like, oh, it's technically like, reach out to a a privately owned dealership, not a huge franchise, and be like, hey, if I find a deal and can you guys do an on-consignment sale for me? I've never had a dealership tell me no, that is private party. I present myself as a valuable asset to the business, and I'm going to bring them money. And we talked about it, and we've talked about it in numerous videos before. And you could also register the car under your name in Arizona. You get your registration, a prorated amount of your registration back after you sell the car, and then you can, you can get in contact with friends. There's so many ways around it. So for you that is saying no, you can't take action because it's technically illegal, then fine. I 100% then don't encourage you to take action because you're already giving yourself an excuse on why to not make money. That's it. It's like all these people that are going to say, no, it's not possible. No, it's too difficult, blah, like whatever. It's just so ridiculous for people and the excuses that they make on why it is that they can't start making money in this market. I just don't understand it. If you have a passion for cars, if you have a passion for making money, why not combine the two and start, combining like your passion for cars and making money?
Like we say, he gets paid to drive his dream cars, and it's amazing.
And to a point, like people just don't believe it that, oh, I'm able to make money on the McLaren, on the Z06, on the Audi R8. If you guys understood how frugal I was, I would not be buying these cars. Yeah, I would not be buying these cars to make money. So it's just, I just don't understand. So, but I just wanted to make this video to introduce you guys to this idea that he came up with the three tips. Also, I know that he's going to be making amazing content when it comes down to his YouTube channel, and he's a guy that I really, or Kaleb is someone that I am going to want to be working on. We talked about certain things that we're going to be wanting to work on, especially for establishing the dealership here in Arizona. So we have a really good idea in mind, and yeah, so we'll just leave it at that. We are going to be most likely making new videos and then working on new projects together. I just wanted to expose you guys to this specific idea and market, and hope that it can guide some of you guys in the right direction. Like many of you guys know, it's the second link in the description. It's the buying and reselling lesson library that we have for, it's called Flipping Wheels. So for those that aren't in a position, right, that aren't in a position to actually purchase the course, I 100% understand because you guys want to learn more. If you guys click the first link and sign up, you don't have to enroll. You sign up, it gives me your email. I'm going to be sending out a free training which is, you can unsubscribe if you want to after. You can always unsubscribe. I would encourage you to click the second link in the description, sign up. It asks for your first name, your second name, and your last name, and your email, and we will reach out to you with a step-by-step, like tips for success for reselling. So if this is a market that you might want to potentially invest in, it's literally your email that you just have to put out there. I will share the content with you. And if one day that we have a promotion or you see value in the buying and reselling course, we're going to do something, and I'm going to do a challenge that within the first 60 days, if you follow these steps, you take action, and you don't make your money back and more on top of that, I will give you a full refund on the course. I promise you that I will do that, because that is how much it is that I believe. It's not that we have a set system that's secret. None of that. Yeah. It's how we negotiate, how we find the deals, and how we list effectively.
And I've always said that you always make your money in your buying, not your selling.
That is exactly what we say in the course. That is so funny.
That's awesome. Yeah,
that is so funny.
You buy it, and that's where you make your money, not on the sale. So, and another thing is, I've never, with the exception of one car that actually broke down on me after doing all my due diligence, that was like a rare exception. I've never made less than $300 on a flip. So that just goes to show you guys. I think the course is how much? Is $197. It's very, 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 I don't want to say easy. Well, it is easy. Okay.
And we have a passion for it. It's very simple to understand.
Once you follow the steps and you follow the steps to take, then it's very easy to understand.
Let's answer this question. So Colby McHenry is asking, okay, so if my friend is a car salesman at a used dealership, you are saying that I can sell it through him. I can advertise it, get a buyer, and just use my friend as the middleman. Please answer this, man. Okay, so you would have to have an agreement with the actual dealership, the owner itself, so they agree to do an on-consignment sale. They either sometimes charge a percentage of the sale or a flat rate. I've been able to, because of the what's it called, the volume that I can push, I do a flat rate because that's the most cost-effective rate for me. But even now, I'm trying to look to establish a dealership so I no longer have to pay that. So I would encourage you to reach out to your friend that's a salesman, see if he can get in contact with the owner and see if they would be comfortable doing an on consignment sell. But yes, you do post the listing yourself. They'll probably ask for the car to be there as well. So if they get the, if they sell the car themselves, then, they get a commission off of it as well. But yes, exactly. That is exactly what, that I would encourage you to do. It's all about taking action. Ask questions and then learn from that. Don't be afraid to I'm scared. The worst thing that they can say is no. And that's all. And you move on to another dealership. Call them up. Be like, hey, I'm young, I'm motivated, or whatever it is that your age is. I'm motivated. I want to get into buying and reselling cars. I think I can do, 1 or 2 a month. Can you do on consignment sales for me? Take action. Let them tell you no, and then be empowered by that, and then continue. I don't know. If we're doing it, we're not anything special. I just don't understand why Justin's doing it. If Justin can do it, look at him. He sits behind his computer all. Just kidding. Justin's an amazing guy, and we're just roasting him. But Justin's doing it, and he's doing it with his first flip. It's going to be a Nissan.
2012 Nissan Altima.
2012 Nissan Altima. He calls it the Silver Bullet. It's an amazing experience that him and his friend bought together. Him and Harley, Robinhood Harley. They bought it together. They're taking on the risk together. They're taking action together, and they're being exposed to this market. They already received a $1,000 profit offer within the first 48 hours. There's no reason. Obviously, you guys are gonna say, "Oh, he has me to help him out." I did not. He did not want to tell me that he was buying it because he wanted to surprise me. He wanted to slap me with the $1,000 profit or something. I don't know what he wanted to do, but correct. If you do on consignment sales, it does not count towards your state limit. That is correct. So all the links are down below. Guys, again, it's all about taking action. We do have a free group. It's called Tech But Solutions, and that is, I think, the 3rd or 4th link in the description. I'm telling you, if you possibly want to get into buying and reselling cars or motorcycles, any form of vehicles, I would encourage you to click the 2nd link in the description to learn more about that, or just sign up with your email so I can send you information about buying and reselling cars, because we're going to be doing a free training within 1 or 2 weeks. And then the 1st link, don't forget to subscribe to Kaleb, the man, the myth, the legend, and that's really just it. So thank you guys again so much for watching. This 10-minute video turned out to be a 26, 27-minute video. Time flies, right?
That flies really quick.
Right? So thank you guys again so much. If you guys can do me the biggest favor and give the video a thumbs up, we would really appreciate it. And if you guys haven't subscribed already, then that would be great as well. But all together, I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. Continue working hard. Continue following your dream. Let your passion be what drives in your success. And our Sunday Stock Talk is tomorrow. So, we'll definitely be ending the year on a green note. Take it easy, team. Okay, Google, play Gucci Gang. Okay, Google, 100% volume. All right, guys, it's gonna be a great Saturday. All we're doing here is he's working. What are you working? He's working on legal stuff right now. We got Mackenzie coding away over there, bro. And then we got Phil looking for deals. Got Kaleb. It's gonna be right. Take it easy, team.